So yeah, we've got some battery challenges, but over here, which is kind of good because I blew past this area, and over here, right in here, this little dry patch, but if we look up inside the parge coat we were talking about earlier, the parge coat right there, we see that this is a post-tension slab foundation, which I expected it to be. There's another one, there's another one. Didn't see it so much over on the west side. We're on the east side of the house now. We can see that post-tension. Okay, they make several types of post-tension, or at least two, you know. I don't know which one it is. I just know that they're really good. And if they're installed properly, and we weren't here when they poured the foundation, we weren't here when they placed the concrete. There's another control joint right there. This is the piping for our water heater. So if you see water coming out of either of these pipes, you know that you got a problem with your water heater. Our condensing unit for our air conditioner is, we're going to have a whole video for that, like I mentioned in the previous exterior video. Excuse me. But I will say that the coils are dirty. And this electric cable coming over here is going out to the cabana. And if we're over here looking at the cabana, we can kind of see, I mean, we can make a deduction here. But there's the piping goes down into the conduit, the protective conduit, goes down into the ground and goes across here. And you kind of see how the grass is growing where they upset the turf. Right there, I don't know why the scars show up like that, but they have a tendency to do that. And also know that this should have been permitted work. And building the structure should have been permitted, placing the concrete should have been permitted, and the electrical should have been permitted. I'm coming along over here, and what I'm also noticing is that, well, it kind of grades down. We've got a little bit of water staying over there on the east side of the cabana, and we've got a little bit of moisture over here by the gate, but we're going to keep on rolling. There's our water heater vent pipe, there's our furnace vent pipe. Rolling on around, because we're rollers. This is where the gas pipe enters the house. This is with electric, and again, video for that. A tree, and if it's more than 3 inches in diameter, it's considered a tree. This is definitely a tree. And it's your homeowners association. If you look down the street, you'll see all your neighbors have similar trees in similar positions in their yard. And moving this tree might not be an option. And, you know, I have trees too close to my house, and my wife, you know, we have discussions about it, and she likes the darn tree. So, who wins? Who wins? So, but a tree shouldn't be closer than 30 feet to a slab foundation, or even your driveway. Excuse me. Man, allergies. My allergies. But a tree shouldn't be so close to a slab foundation, because the roots can suck the water, because you need a continuous, even amount of moisture around the structure. We're on expansive clay soil. This is the water I was talking about earlier. See, we got, you know, water's just kind of sitting there. You think mosquitoes are going to like that? I do. I think mosquitoes are going to really like that. Dogs are going to be wallowing in it. Your kids are going to be wallowing in it. You know, is the grass germinating? No, the grass is not germinating there. And so the trees can grab moisture from your foundation that it needs, because you're supposed to have a continuous amount of moisture around it. Also, the roots can cause movement. Not on this tree, not on that tree, not on any trees in this neighborhood. Okay, except maybe that tree way over there. But eventually, as the roots grow, they're going to, you know, they will telegraph through your concrete. That's not the reason why your driveway is cracking here. But they will cause cracks if the roots develop too large. Where else are you going to put a tree? You don't have that much front yard. And where does a tree look best? In the front yard. Okay. Where do termites live? In the ground. Oh. What do they eat? Dead wood. Oh. What's wood mulch? Dead wood on the ground next to your house. Okay. That's called a clue. That's called a clue. If we were doing a wood destroying insect report, and this house is only 5-7 years old, it's a little too soon to spend that kind of money. But if we were doing one, I'd say that the parge coat's like a cake frosting. It expands and contracts differently than the concrete behind it. It creates little voids behind there that termites can use to come into your house undetected, because that's what termites want to do. They do not want to be detected. Okay, they've evolved to operate like that. Just like when I disrupted that ant tunnel shelter tube over on the patio, I said I created 3, new ant beds, ant nests, ant colonies. Okay, well, the termites have evolved. They know how to use that. So you got wood mulch on the ground next to your house with parge coating. If you call me up in 10 years, 5 years, call me up in 7 years, I don't know when you're going to call me up, and maybe you won't. But you're going to say, hey, bud, I think I got some termites coming into my house. I'm going to go, well, that corner of the garage where they got the parge coat and the wood mulch and all that. And you go, yeah. I go, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say, yeah, it figures. It figures. Coming on along, more wood mulch. Tree's just a little too close right in there. That little shrub right in there. Okay, you want your walls. Remember, the mortar is porous. The brick are porous. Water goes through that. Now I got some cut stone over here. That stone's not porous, but the mortar between the stones is porous. And so you got these trees. Hold it. Yes, we expected moisture to go through. We also expect to lose the moisture. It was built like that. It was designed like that. Architecture is regional. So that's the way we do it in this part of the country. Brick is the best one. Is, in my opinion, the best wall system you can have. But if you put your shrubs next to it, it's not going to breathe. It's not going to dry out like it should. Coming on along, this is our front portico. Now, you're not paying me to sell you this house. I get it. But this is nice. This is nice. And we got some changes here. Changes different than the other side, different than anywhere else. The reason why these weep holes are along the perimeter of the foundation is because that's where the drainage plane, because the brick is porous, and that's where the drainage plane quits. But now we cut some holes in our brickwork for our windows. We want windows, yeah. And so we've got these metal lintels that are across the top here, and they support the brick above them. But this is where the drainage plane stops. So that's why we have more additional weep holes. With a wooden wall, we've got different ways to address that, like the Z-bar flashing in the first video. But yeah, we're supposed to have that. We're supposed to have metal lintels. We're supposed to have weep holes. Come down here, more drainage plane, more weep holes. And our windows, by the way, we talked about the screens a little bit in the first video. The first part one, which is what we talked about. But these are vinyl frames, vinyl frame double pane windows. And we're going to check. Well, we can check it right now because we're checkers. So come on over here. Get this open. Get in here. GFCI works. I heard it tripping in the garage. Got a little bit of cracking in here. I'm gonna address this cracks in the garage, maybe even the patio. But I'm gonna address these cracks and in a short video. Soon. Coming to a theater near you soon. Okay. This is where we started, and this is the what? Okay. So it works.